Hey everyone, this video is for Dr. Tom's assessment course. The academic intervention that I'm going to be discussing is flashcards with a constant time delay. So this intervention is great for all students. I personally believe that my special education students would benefit greatly from an intervention like this. So as teachers, we know that students can become really discouraged when they give the wrong answer. So this intervention is more of a motivating academic intervention. It could teach students a number of different things, such as letters, numbers, sight words, vocabulary, terminology, math facts. So today I'm going to explain the process for numbers, letters, and sight words, and then I'm going to explain the process for math facts. So the general sequence is that the teacher is going to prompt the students to identify an academic item on a flashcard. If the student is unable to respond within a fixed span of time, which is usually 5 seconds, the teacher will always provide the correct answer. So with this strategy, you must always have performance feedback as well as consistent praise if the student does respond with the correct answer. So the different steps are preparation, direction, phase 1, followed by phase 2. So for letters, numbers, and sight words, preparation is simply the teacher just gathering her materials and creating her flashcards. So if the teacher was teaching students the alphabet, for example, letter B would look something simple like this, just B on one side, nothing on the back. The next phase is the direction phase. So this is when the teacher will explain to the students that he or she is going to show them a number of flashcards. If they know the answer, say the answer. If they don't, it's okay, just say I don't know. So phase 1 is teaching the students with no delay. The teacher will introduce the flashcards, present each item to the student, and provide them with the answer. They will not take any time. It'll be straight to the point. They'll present the flashcard and give the answer with no delay, and then prompt the student to give the answer as well. Phase 2, on the other hand, is when the teacher will show the card to the student. For example, they'll say, okay, so we know this is stop. They'll say, what is this word? If the student answers correctly, the teacher will say, right, great job, the word is stop, and they could advance forward to the next card. However, if the student is not able to answer correctly, the teacher will have to repeat the initial prompt. Then they'll say, okay, this word is stop, what is this word? So once the student has been introduced to all flashcards, then we can go into the last phase, which is the 5-second delay phase. So the teacher shows each card to the student. They'll say, what is this number or letter, or word, depending on what skill they're working on. So if we're working with the letter B, if the student says the correct answer within 5 seconds, the teacher will say, right, this is the letter B, good work. They can move on to the next card. If the student hesitates at this stage and does not respond within 5 seconds, the teacher will then have to repeat the initial prompt by saying, this is B, what is this letter? So now when it comes to math, the stages remain the same. However, the implementation varies a little bit. So for math, for example, the teacher will write an equation on one card, 7 times 3, and on the back, they will write the answer. So phase 1 is teaching a sequence with no delay. In this stage, the teacher will first show the card. They will read the math fact, 7 times 3. They will say, what is 7 times 3? The fact is 7 times 3. After they read the fact, the teacher will then read the fact with the answer. So the teacher will then say 7 times 3 is 21. Then they will have the student read as well. I personally feel that modeling with my students is something that should be done in every lesson, which is what this whole intervention is pretty revolved around. So if the student does answer correctly, they're able to move on and advance to the next card. Just like in the 5-second delay phase, the student will be introduced to all flashcards. If they don't know the answer, the teacher will then have to repeat the initial prompts again and explain how they came about that answer. Lastly, I just wanted to show one thing that I will attach with my video. It's a flashcard with a constant time delay recording sheet. I think this is great, especially for my special education students, to see how they progress as time goes on, to see if they're able to answer the flashcard before or after the time delay, which is great because you could also monitor this by giving different students different amounts of time to answer questions.